What's up, MMA? Trying to figure out how to post my link in the chat, but I don't know how. It could be baby Jesus almost. Just kidding. Yeah, so I don't know how to share the link on this while I'm talking because it won't let me comment or anything on my own stream. What's up, homeless in America? Sure, I got my keys. More options. I don't have. I'm on my phone, so all I have is I push the chat button. It says top chat, live chat, none. And then I press the three dots and it says share or add guest. And I hit add guest, and all it does is say share. All right, well, find out what way I'm going to go first.
Wait.
Now, I have StreamYard, but I don't know how to use it. I only click on it when people post it and I can get in. Other than that, I don't know how to use it. What's up, Jason?
Wait.
So I'm on the other side of the library. That over there, the building right there, that used to be the old Nampa Theater. It's still up, but I don't know what they've done to it or what they've turned it into. What's up, DN? I'm in Nampa, Idaho. Say the closest actual city would be Boise, but I'm in Nampa. It's where I live. I'm gonna walk down to this church. I'm not sure how old this church is. I've talked to Tony with it, or not Tony, Andrew. a while back. He was live. Uh, there's some old apartments. Uh, there was a hospital down the road, which I think a lot of these old bricks were a part of, these old brick buildings. Uh, but this right here, they call it the Sandstone Center because all the brick is pretty much sandstone brick. But I've done some landscaping here. What's up, Andy? The last time I was walking around here showing it off, and Jason, uh, just like the what is that? The bank and all that. This has got at least a basement, and who knows what's under that. But all original. It's still got the stained glass in a couple of the windows. But I did some landscaping around this a while ago when I was still looking for an actual, job. I'm doing remodeling and all that. But the last time I was here, I think it was a Sunday or something, and was walking around looking at this building. What's weird with it being a church, uh, Idaho used to have really bad problems with gangs, but a lot of the leaders were in jail and they just barely got out. But this place has got cameras everywhere. And as me and Andy, I was walking around talking to Andy about this place. Uh, the new owners came out and, asked us kind of what we were doing. And I was just like, just looking at the old brick. But I think they've updated most of this and maybe have covered some of the actual brick and put the sandstone over it. And then across the street is an original brick building. It's been there for a while. I actually think, yeah, that's a funeral home. That's one of the many here in Nampa. Uh, make my way across the street again. And over here, behind the carpet building, is the Masons building, uh, the Nampa Masons commune, or whatever the hell you want to call it. And like me and Jason were talking about how they add shit to the top of buildings. That's exactly what they did to that building a couple years ago. They shut it down long enough to add 2 stories on top of it and then reopened it. Traffic is crazy on a Saturday. And say if you guys want to see the first part of Nampa, you got to go to Jason Starr's stream. We were live earlier, walking around, looking at the old original bank buildings, and I found a new spot in downtown Nampa that I hadn't been into. that's still original. But this is the Mason building. And as you can see, they've added quite a bit to it. Who knows how many floors are underneath this building? Yep, it's actually called the Masonic Temple. It's got the compass in the middle. Almost looks like an eye in a way. I don't want to stop too long in front of it because, yeah, I don't want one of these people coming out. But you can see up above, they didn't even put brick, they just stuccoed it. It looks ugly. The brick is beautiful. And then across the street over here, somebody doesn't get hit, not paying attention. I think this was a church or something. May have been part of a school at one time, but they've been doing a lot to this place. As you can tell, they're adding a step, a walk path to the door because they took the steps down. Trying to beautify everything, what they call it. I say they're making it ugly. Leave it the way it is. It's lasted this long because of the way that it is. You look at all the way they cover brick nowadays, and it destroys the brick. Brick has to breathe. That's why it lasts so long. They've done so much to this building. They cut out all the original windows, which some of them are stained like the front window. And they've put in all these new windows. It's got a downstairs, and what's weird is the door is halfway ground level, and then the second story, and then the third story. So this might have a story just below the door too. That's the old original funeral home that's still running too. Allseps is what it's called. My family uses it. I've used it. This is, like I said, where they're adding the steps and everything. They put that door in there. That door was never there before. Because, like I said, there were full steps that went from that top one across, like big steps. And they've been working on this for, I think, 3 years now almost. And they're still not done with it. All I thought they were doing was adding the windows and replacing a couple doors. But no, they've got to beautify everything. Like I said, that's what they call it. But we know they're covering and hiding things. And like I said, this building is a funeral home. And me and my wife actually used it for our firstborn. but our family has used this company for years, and they've stayed in this building. I mean, look how beautiful it looks. The brick, the vines wrapping around it, no decay. But, as soon as you look at something that they're trying to cover, it starts to look like fucking poop. Then another church across the street, which is another original church over here. Idaho's got so many different religions here. I know a lot of places do, but Idaho is almost ridiculous. And look at that stained glass, whether it's got copper embroidered or actual, gold. But what's up, Lev Kung Fu? And whoever else has come in that I wasn't paying attention to, sorry. But what's weird about Nampa, and I'm sure other places too, but Nampa I've noticed is when you're driving around, you can tell, the older buildings from like the newer and all that, because this is all, original downtown Nampa until you get about where the blue roof is over there. That's NAPA, Napa Auto Parts. We call it NAPA because we live in Nampa. So there's no reason to call an auto parts store the same place you live. It confuses the shit out of people. Hey, happy Joy. But that's all they've done over here is either tore down old brick buildings or covered them up like this and just put stuff over them. So there's our old motel or hotel, whatever the hell you want to call it. It's been there forever. And I'm not sure what. Oh, Mason and. Oh, it might be like or may have used to be in a actual brick company in an old brick building. That's kind of funny. Oh, they were professional land surveyors. Oh, go figure. Kind of funny they're at an angle from the Masonic Temple. Beautiful skies. I don't see no skies. All I see is fucking cloud. Oh, there's some sky peekabooing up and around the corner. Yep, masons are professional engineers and land surveyors and planners. Not only truth in movies and truth in music, there's truth in signs. Just got to read in between the lines. But over here is some of the older buildings. Uh, there's one part of the fire department that actually used to be the actual police station. And then, of course, they built the giant building with the antenna on top for radio frequencies because satellites in space aren't what you think they are. That's the old post office, still running, still got the original brick on it. Like I said, anything with a brick is beautiful. And then they cover it up with shit like this. Hey, Tony.
Wait, wait, wait.
Say, this is the new library they built with a bunch of other crap attached to it that they, as far as I know, have yet to rent out most of the way. But they weren't even supposed to build this. They asked the city said no, and all of a sudden it went up. Once a truck goes by, I used to work over there, that grayish bluish building. That's a tire shop. It's where I started when I moved back to Idaho. And then these are all original buildings, besides the house in the back that they've, attached everything to. And say, this Hong Kong restaurant's been here forever. Besides that and the La Calf Cafe or whatever down the road, uh, it's been there forever. My grandparents pretty much remember when they moved in to some of these suits and stuff.
Wait.
All these old brick buildings. Well, like I said, that's the Nampa Library over there. They've had people drive in through their front door thinking it's a drive-through or something. They used to have two double doors, and after the last car went through it, they decided to take the double doors out and just put a single in it. I think they got tired of people trying to use it as a drive-through. Like I said, there's old Italian restaurant. It's been there for a little bit. kind of go back through downtown Nampa just a little bit. Just because when I was with Jason, I forgot about this place over here. All original. There used to be something attached over here. They had a dance floor over here. It was like a community center or whatever. They ripped it out. There used to be a mural on this wall. It had uh, like a fake concrete wall attached to it, and they had horses and shit running all the way across the wall. But when they tore the dance floor or whatever off, they ripped all that down. I don't know why. But that's old original on that side. And then they covered everything on this side. But look how thick this wall is with the brick. There's probably 3 layers deep or more, weaved and woven back and forth. Used to be an old bookstore, and they gutted it out. Not sure what they're doing with it now. There's a gymnastics or a dance studio up above, but they've gutted this whole place out. The top of it, they've just left it covered. All original over there, which is shocking. It's still original except for that bottom half. And then same thing over here. They've redone all this. You used to be able to walk fully up, and then because of the whole cough, cover your face thing went on, uh, people couldn't really go into the places, or so they thought. So, yeah, they took up all of this. It used to be all brick. This is like a retirement home or something like that, is what part of this building is. Which they've done the same thing. Like I said, they've covered up all the original brick that was on this place. I don't know why. I think they think aesthetics or something like that, but I think that looks better over there besides what they've, you know, tried to paint. And like I said, you can't paint brick, it's got to breathe. That's why the brick starts to fully deteriorate and it actually chips the paint off the walls because the acid that the brick, sweats. Hey, Bosco and George. Walked down another alley I haven't really been down. I did that earlier and ended up finding a spot with Andrew I've never seen before. Still pretty much all original. And like I said, here they've covered everything and tried to make it look pretty, but it don't look fucking pretty. It's pretty fucking ugly. I mean, I guess that is a form of pretty. See? Old windows or something they tried to fill. May have been a rain gutter or something. Actually, no, that was probably a window because that one may have been a door. But that's all they do over here. Rip everything off. That was a door. A window next to it. That may have been what that was a door with a step. I don't know, unless it was like a window ledge. But then, you'd have to think we'd have to be down deeper to actually see the window edge or ledge. Just like that. That was probably a window. I redid all this, but the brick up top, they covered over. Cover over old brick with new brick. Or they just fully cover it up. Two different type of stone. This over here used to be the old mill, that green building. Then they turned it into a restore, and then it went out of business. Now, I don't think there's anything there. These are apartments. These have been here for a little bit. They tried to make them blend in with the rest. But what I've noticed is Idaho used to have a lot of hospitals, and they've turned the hospitals into apartment complexes. My cousin at one point down the road before it pretty much burnt down, which I think they had hobos, they paid somebody to do it. But it was over a couple 100 years old, solid brick building, had probably 7 stories just on the top level from ground up. But somehow it supposedly burns down, after a couple 100 years. So they bulldozed the building down and put brand new apartments over top of it, which is, kind of funny. That I think is another church. But this is a different type. It's almost like a granite stone with original stained windows. That building over there is actually a commerce building, like city council type. Like I said, it's kind of funny. You can tell what buildings are what and who still, runs certain ones just from the way they look. But I'm going to go ahead and get off of here and start walking back to my truck. And I'll see you guys later. If anything, I might go live later or tomorrow. So, all right. Have a good rest of your guys' day.